This is the guy that you may have seen online. He's basically doing experiments on himself. And I don't see anything wrong with that. Comes across as a very nice guy. I feel like all of these people who have grown up in these sects have some sort of socially they're awkward. He's getting a lot of hate online, but I would be friends with this guy. Hey everyone, it's Opie here. Welcome back to another podcast where I talk about health, wealth, and happiness. So today I wanted to discuss a documentary that I watched recently on Bryan Johnson. So this is a guy that you may have seen online.
I want to argue that the opposite should be true.
His documentary is called Don't Die, How to Live Forever.
My name is Bryan Johnson. I've been spending millions of dollars creating an anti-aging protocol.
I guess the reason why I'm talking to you about it today is he's getting a lot of hate online, and I couldn't figure out what it is. You know, what's the issue that people have with him? So I looked back into it, and this is his life story in a 2-minute synopsis. Okay, so he was born in 1977. He is part of the Church of Latter-day Saints, as you know. This is also known as the Church of Mormon, which you might be familiar with. And just a side story, you know, all the people who I've known from, Church of Mormon and others who are sort of in these sects or groups have all been lovely. I can't really fault them to the point. I did have one issue where this guy messaged me and he said he needs a place to stay. I ended up going to see him at like 6 a.m. in the morning, right? Really early. And then as we were walking out of the house, he sees this Buddha statue. It wasn't even a statue. It was one of those sculptures that it just shows the face. And as you look left and right, it looks like the Buddha's face is following you and looking at you. It's really cool, actually. So it's just a piece of art, nothing really religious about it. But the funny thing is, this guy, and I think that was the reason why he wanted to meet with me, because he didn't want a room. He wanted to convert me. And I ended up spending like half an hour just talking to him about religion. And I'm like, dude, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I want to get out of here. I want to get back to bed. Or I want to get started with work. But I was really annoyed with him. But apart from that negative incident, everyone else who, you know, I've come across in terms of these different sects have been okay. Even Jehovah's Witnesses, we've had a couple of them come visit our house because there's a church nearby in our old house. They've been fine as well. You tell them, you know, you're not really interested, they move on. Anyway, going back to Bryan Johnson, so he's part of Church of Mormon. He ended up finding, so he went to school, graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in 2003, 2007. He founded a company called Braintree. Okay, Braintree is basically a mobile payment gateway. So think of it like, you know, very, very similar to PayPal. I think that's what I'm getting from this. Later on, he ended up getting his MBA. And in 2012, so 5 years later, he acquired Venmo. So Venmo isn't really popular in Australia, but I believe it's fairly big in America. So that was for $26 million and change. 12 months later, he ended up selling Braintree. So this is incredible, for $800 million. Almost, you know, just shy of $1 billion. Well, I guess not shy, but 800 million, okay? Sorry, $200 million shy of $1 billion, which is a large amount. And Bryan Johnson walked away with about 300 million from the sale. Fairly good, right? So at that point in time, he did not have to work at all for the rest of his life, figuratively. So what has he been doing with his money since then? So in 2016, he invested $100 million in a company called Kernel. So these guys look at neuroimaging technologies and development. So it's supposed to help with later on with mental and physical health issues. So that's $100 million worth of his own money. Then another $100 million in a investment fund called OK, I think it was. Sorry, I'm looking at my mobile as I'm talking to you. But that was $100 million where they've sort of, it was just a fund where they invest in startups to do with science and technology. And there's the third one, which was some more money. There was no specific amount that was invested, which was called the Project Blueprint. And Project Blueprint is basically what this documentary is about. And it's about longevity, living longer. And he's basically selling what he takes in. So if he said, it's lentils, he'll end up selling his lentils on the website. And the last venture was that he gets money from public service engagements, so speaking engagements, basically. So four streams of income at the moment, which is Kernel, which is that imaging software, the investment fund, Project Blueprint, which is the third one, which the documentary is about, anti-aging and what he's doing with his life, and he's basically selling the products of that. And the fourth one is speaking engagements. So some of the criticism that he's getting is he's making money from his longevity stuff. And I don't really see anything wrong with this. Me personally, he's basically doing experiments on himself, not doing any experiments on other people, and he's selling the supplements and olive oil and whatever he's sort of taking in. If other people want to buy it, he can buy it through his own website. What's not available, he's got basically Amazon links and their affiliate links, so he makes a couple of bucks there. Again, I don't see anything wrong with that. The other thing is he comes across as a very nice guy. Like, as I said, I feel like all of these people who have grown up in this sex have some sort of issue not issue, I don't know how to describe it. It's like they're not socially, they're awkward. That's what I'm trying to say. So there's an element of that, very slightly. But I would be friends with this guy. He comes across as a nice guy. His son's in the movie as well. Loves his son to death, and he's got that, fatherly son connection. So no issues there. The other criticism that he's getting is that he's experimenting, and it's, experimenting, but the science community can't really benefit from it because it's basically a one-person experiment at the moment. My rebuttal is, who cares? It's his money. He can do whatever he wants to do, all right? And sure, maybe they can't use it 100% because it is a science experiment of one. Or surely, some elements can be used. And I know, and I'm 100% in favor of the idea that these are all anecdotes, right? But there are elements that you can take and go, hey, okay, this worked for one person. Can this apply for 1,000 people and more? So possibly, I don't know. So the criticisms don't really stick in my opinion. I recommend you guys watch it. It's very rarely that I end up sitting down and watching a documentary or a movie. I've been trying to watch the new Aliens movie, Romulus, I think, for a couple of months now, and I've been watching it 10 minutes at a time, whenever I'm eating something, but just don't get the time. But this one, for some reason, I ended up sticking it through, and I watched it just for curiosity's sake, and I found it interesting. So what's the point of this video? Why am I talking about this guy? The point of this video is, and you can't please everyone, just focus on what you're doing. Don't try and please people, because it just doesn't work. No matter what you do, you're always bound to offend someone. People might be ticked off at you. As soon as you speak and you're out there in the public, people are going to criticize you. I know, guaranteed. That's going to happen to me. No doubt people are going to comment on this video and say something. It is what it is. I'll take it. I'll cry in my little corner. Well, to be honest, I won't. But it doesn't worry me because I've got thick skin now. But this is sort of what I'm trying to tell you as well. People will criticize you no matter what you do. So this Bryan guy, he's spending his own money. He's not hurting anyone else. He's not making other people do it. He's basically documenting his journey. That's exactly what he's doing. He's documenting his journey. And, we can choose to take advantage of what he's finding at the moment, or we can choose not to completely ignore him. I don't think he cares either way, because I really don't see him doing this to make money, because he's already made his money. He's got these other ventures. There was a guy who is a journalist and an author called Ashley Vance. He wrote a couple of the Elon Musk books, and he basically said, I don't think he's doing it to make money, because he's been following his journey for years now, and he's done it without sort of being public about it. Like, I can't remember the reason why he's come out and been public, but maybe he just wants to document his journey. But going back to my point here, don't try and please anyone. Do your own thing. Focus on your own mission and goals and your family and your life and whatever you need to focus on. People will criticize you no matter what you do. That's it. Have a good day. Hope you get a good night's sleep. And that's one of the things that Bryan actually advocates for, getting a good night's sleep. So that's something I need to work on, getting the proper good night's sleep. Thank you very much. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye.